What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Jason, and today I'm going to be reviewing a deck that I've been riding for probably about 6 months. And I'm sure you've seen it in a lot of my Instagram clips. I've been it's like the only deck I've been riding, like I said, for the past 6 months, and it finally snapped. Like, yeah, I don't know if you can see like the crack right there. Just take out the head tube. So yeah, yeah, I kind of wanted to make like a little review on it since it is Snap and it's kind of like just, yeah. So yeah, this is called the Lucky Strata deck. It's basically a Axis deck, except it's like older and it's skinnier and longer. And I'm pretty sure this is like 4 point, no, not 4.5, 4 wide, just 4 wide by 20.2 long. And it's a good deck. Like it's a great deck, and of course nothing's gonna last forever. And compare this to like a pair of socks. You know, it's you get it brand new, you use it for a long period of time, it gets old and then it breaks. And all decks are gonna do this. It doesn't just because a deck snaps doesn't mean that it's all of a sudden like bad and like you shouldn't buy it. I would say buy it. Support the brands that you like, and if you don't like Lucky, that's okay. That's perfectly okay. And if you don't want to ride a Strata deck, that's okay. But I'm just saying, like, from my personal experience, this deck has actually not been that bad. The only thing is that I would have liked this deck to last me a little bit longer, as it did snap. But, I can't really say, like, you can't really we can't really bash Lucky Scooters because this is an older deck, and sometimes the older parts, a brand that has made parts in the past, and if the parts are older from like an older time or a different time, some of the parts may be weaker. And brands don't just sit there and say, okay, well, we're gonna make this deck and we're not gonna try to improve it. We're just gonna keep making it the way we've been making it. No, I'm pretty sure that all brands, once they see an imperfection in their product, like if it's like I mean, of course they try not to ship their product out with imperfection, but sometimes they just can't. Sometimes they just don't catch an imperfection in a product, and then it gets shipped out, and then it breaks. I do not think this deck that I've been riding has had any imperfections. It's just where these decks snap, and these decks don't really last you a long time. So that's why this deck is more for like intermediates that are doing tricks like double tail whips and finger whips, and but if you want to ride a Axis deck but you don't have the money, I would say to ride the Strata deck, because it's basically the Axis deck, just a little skinnier and a little bit longer. And the head tube angle is a little bit different. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this deck has actually been really great for me, and I would recommend it for you guys. Like, if you just need a deck to ride for a couple of months, and if you're not too sure on what to get, you want a cheap kind of deck that's in your price range, get the Strata, because it's good. And you can get it in different colors. You can get it in like gray, you can get it in blue, you can get it in black. I'm pretty sure the gray one has like the orange highlights on it with like the Lucky logo and everything. So yeah, check it out. The only thing is with these decks is the weight. I know I'm gonna have to be a weight weenie and say that this deck is actually kind of heavy. 3.15 pounds or 3.15 pounds, like that's kind of a lot. Like my Apex bull bars weigh 3 pounds, and so this deck is like a little bit heavier than my bars. But I've still landed some pretty crazy tricks on this deck, and it's actually held up amazingly. Like I thought this thing was gonna snap with me doing bar whips, and it didn't. So yeah, it's it's a nice deck, and I would recommend it. So yeah, I think. Oh, I haven't shown you guys the graphic on this deck yet. Like, this graphic is actually pretty nice. If it would focus, there we go. So you see, got like a Space Needle, and it's got like the Lucky logo on the banner. Then you've got like some trees that looks like some other buildings. Got the Lucky Clover there, the Lucky Strata on the bottom. And you've just got like this green kind of like mountains and everything. And yeah, um, this deck has actually lasted me a really long time, come to think of it. And yeah. But the only thing I'd warn you about this deck is they do snap at the head tube. Not there, but they do snap at the base of the head tube, so right around like where the blunt plate is on the thing. Hold on, let me get this head tube back on the deck. So, if anything, I would try not to land too hard. Like they do snap right at the blunt plate, which is on the front, right at those welds. So just be careful of that when you're riding this deck. Try not to like really bash it too hard on like the head tube, and try not to like throw your scooter around that much, because this deck is not the strongest when it comes to the head tube, but yeah. Alright, well that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. I haven't been plugging my Instagram recently. I don't know why. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at Jason_Traub. That's TRAUB04. And yeah, if you want great scootering clips, then you should definitely check out my Instagram. And yeah. Alright, so that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.